Welcome to BackChat, powered by Paywise for the 2025 season. Boys, it's good to have you here, Will Schofield, Hamish Brayshaw. I've got some breaking news to give you both.
Okay.
Straight off the top.
What's
There's
happened?
some very, very important things to share with you from Tom Morris on X. Says, in the eyes of the Western Bulldogs and Port Adelaide, this matter is now resolved after Dale accepted an apology from Willie Rioli. The belief is that it's unlikely the league will take any further action against Rioli after he apologised to Bailey Dale. What happened there?
Why? Sorry. What's happened here? Because, all right, so can we just get a breakdown here? Hi, Hamish. Good to be here.
Hey, it's great to be here. Just firstly, we look pretty good.
You look very
It's just breaking
We-
news.
breaking
We
news,
fucking
we
look awesome.
dope.
Like, have a look
Have
at
a look
this.
at this.
Thanks
This
to
is
it.
actually purple, by the way.
No, it's
blue.
not. We got a 301 in bonus colours.
for me. So this looks unbelievable.
Thanks to our friends at Street X, by the
Yes.
way.
Best friends.
And if you don't have one of these, you can go and get them. Nowhere. They're sold out. They sold out the
Shame.
second they dropped.
Did they really?
I love my Giants kit. Got to be honest.
yeah.
You love your
You look.
Fremantle boners.
You look
Looks
NASA.
alright.
You look
Yeah,
very
you do.
astronauty.
Great.
Like
Yeah.
you put a helmet on and you're going up to
Yeah,
space.
I also look
With
bald.
Katy Perry and whoever else went up there last couple of weeks ago.
I
Jeff
reckon
Bezos.
we could be onto something. Rename the Dockers the Fremantle Boners.
Oh my god.
And then
yeah.
they solve everything. They get
Yes.
some heart,
Oh my
right?
God.
Yep.
They get some culture,
Oh my god.
right? And then you get to support them.
We also get Finn O'Sullivan and Colin
yeah.
Kircher and Harry Sheezel. Do we get them too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
So,
Anyway,
That'd be
back
an
to-
interesting question, actually. Which two teams you could combine to create the greatest super team? Maybe it is the Boners and the Dockers. We'll talk
enough
about that another
enough
time.
boner chat.
Another
Let's talk about Willie.
Yes.
Willie.
Yes.
Willie.
Let's talk about a hard Willie.
Willie v. Dale on the field. Bit of push and shove, and Willie got fined, I think, $1,000.
Yeah. He also got smoked. They won by 80 points.
Yeah, no, 190.
No, okay.
yeah,
oh,
no.
sorry, 80, 90. Fucking hell, I'm
So-
sorry.
So what's happened post game is Willie's hitting up Bailey Dale on Instagram allegedly and saying,
No, he's putting up a story on Instagram.
not
I think.
no, I don't think he said. I don't think he put a story up saying he put some stories up saying like fuck
Oh,
you
he put
guys.
some-
for
Yeah,
the
if
time.
you're going to swing,
Yeah, you're going to swing, get
But then he's
Yeah.
talk shit, get hit.
and then he
pretty much.
sent a
Slid
direct
into-
message
he slid in.
to a teammate of Bailey Dale. So
Oh.
not
not
even
straight to Bailey Dale, like Chinese whispers.
Yes.
yeah. And his,
Is that where it's gone wrong?
This
Are
is
we playing
from, on Twitter. It says teammates of Dale
That's where
was
it's gone
words to the effect of, "I have lots of friends in the NT. He should be careful about leaving the hotel in Darwin next week."
Oh, tell you what.
And that in brackets, Tom Morris has put polite version.
No, I think so. If he hasn't sent it directly to Bailey Dale, it's a classic case of Chinese whispers. Willie has just obviously said, trying to get it back to Bailey. Hey mate, I've got some friends in the NT. Be carefree heading out on the weekend. Like we'll I'll take your spot. That's what I think it meant.
They've lost the tone.
Be
They've
careful
lost
when
the
you're going
tone.
out.
Yeah,
be careful.
it's just not even be careful. It's like carefree, have fun. I think that's what it was.
Right.
Yes. And it's Chinese whispers. It's the old like, oh hey, I think this guy and the guy up next to me thinks you're really cute. And it gets back to the girl at the front, and it's just like
Yes.
farts coming out.
Purple
of a
monkey
horse. It's like,
dishwasher.
what the fuck? Where
Yes.
did that go from?
Okay, so
I think they're playing classic Chinese
where
whispers.
are we at as an industry
Where we're
that we're reporting what people are saying to each other on Instagram? How are we?
How's that come out?
Who cares?
Well, the AFL have made a statement, and at
Why?
the,
Of course
they have.
the last line, which,
Of course they have.
I'm
Which is
surprised
great.
West Coast haven't made a statement. They fucking
What's
love
Pikey
making
think?
statements.
What's Pikey
Who
think?
they put it out? That's Stephen King. We hope Stephen King's
Oh,
going.
I hope
on.
Stephen King's
man.
right. Okay.
Okay, this is the last line of the statement. It has reminded both clubs to ensure any communications remain respectful.
Oh my God, shut up.
Thanks very much, AFL.
Thank you.
Respect
Shut
each
up.
other. Like far out,
Oh,
man.
my goodness.
Anyway, so yeah, Willie's having Bailey Day. No, I won't say that. I was going to say something silly then.
Yeah, well, don't say it then. Don't get fired. Don't get fired.
Public
Otherwise,
stoning.
The AFL, the AFL, no. The AFL will make a statement, so please be
Okay.
careful. Will, you had your first game of senior coaching on the weekend.
I did. And it was great. And
How'd you
I
go?
won't, I won't speak too much about it, but we did win. It was
Great.
great. Had a good win.
What else did you do on the weekend?
But that's...
How'd the mids go?
No.
How'd
Yeah.
the mid rotations go?
Good. Thank you for your
Yeah,
help.
you're welcome.
Appreciate it. Love my boys down there. They're elite young men. But what I wanted to talk about was something AFL related, which some old boys of the Aquinas football team and school. There are some good ones in the AFL. So Elliot Yo's one, Liam Baker's one, Chad Warner is one.
Come
But
home, Chad.
Probably the greatest is two-time Brownlow medalist Nat Fyfe. So I thought, why not
he in
strive for
Aquinas
the
boy?
top? Yeah. Why not strive for the top and have two-time Brownlow medalist Nat Fyfe present 14 debutants to their jumper? We had 14 debutants.
Wow.
And
crazy.
I look, I
That's a
didn't have,
Hail Mary if I've ever heard it.
I didn't have his number. So this is Fifey's story. And I messaged a couple of current players that I said, I need Fifey's number. And a couple of them said, why? I said, this is why. One of them, I will remain nameless, said, you may be more likely to have Caleb Sarong start at Ruck Rover for you on the weekend at Aquinas than having Fifey down. Wow. And I said, you know what?
I'm going to shoot my shot.
You know what? I reckon Fifey will get around this. And did he? Yes, he did.
Wow, did he?
That Fife was down there looking $1 million.
Did he really? Well, I mean, what else is he doing? He's not playing.
No, well, he's not. But I think get him straight into the midfield off the back of what he did. Mate, he told one of the great stories of all time. Now, I won't be able to remember the guy's name, but that is the point of this story. Okay. He starts his speech in front of all family, all the boys. Said, has anyone ever heard of Benny McDonald?
Yep.
Right? And it's dead silence. I'm like, oh, shit, this isn't going well. You know when people start dropping names?
Yeah.
And so everyone's looking around like Benny McDonald. And he goes, didn't think so.
Good.
So on this wing out here, Benny McDonald in our year, when we won the cup, he was in a contest with some other bloke and he laid him out.
Yeah.
And it was a moment that I'll never forget. And whenever I see my mates from Aquinas and whenever we catch up, we just talk about the day Benny McDonald laid this bloke out of the wing. I was like, yes.
Bad day to be a brick wall.
And he's like, when you're out there today and for your career this year,
Benny McDonald.
He goes, just think about Benny McDonald and the moments you're going to have. And I was like,
that's it, we're going to win.
I don't need a coach anymore. Fifey's the coach.
We win the cup. Wow, that's good.
It was good, mate. It was brilliant. I just wanted to give him a shout out because no one in the world would know he did that. And there was no reason for him to do that other than being a good bloke. So,
and a alumni.
Yeah, and we paid him $10,000. But like, other than that,
I probably have Fifey's number somewhere from that time that me and him played blackjack and
True.
4 a.m. with me, Bonzapelli and Travis Bobo. And just a motley crew of AFL. All AFL Hall of Famers.
G'day, fellas. Got a debutante giveaway to go. Anyone to come down here, Hall of Famers? There you go. That's when that
That's very good.
Yeah, that's really
that
good.
leads straight into the first thing that we're going to be talking about. Here we go. 2025 seems to be the year of the veterans with players like Pendlebury, Dangerfield, Sidebottom, Gunston, all still competing at a higher level and helping their teams win. With the Fremantle Dockers struggling, Hammer, is it time they start to look to their veterans to get them back on track?
In his coaching
In my coaching kit. Now, look, I have not actually heard anyone pose this question, but after the weekend's game, I just think it's something to be thought about because Jack Gunston's 4 goals off the Coleman medal. He's equal third, and he's like 50.
Yeah, 52, I think.
Pat Dangerfield, so Steele Sidearse and Scott Pendlebury basically dragged Collingwood to nearly getting him over the line until Patrick Dangerfield wound the clock back and said, I'm going to win us the game. And I think if you're looking at Fremantle, their up and down is very much an immature, a case of immaturity. Like they play really, really well some weeks. They play really, really shit some other weeks.
Yes.
And I just think if you look at the best teams in the comp right now, Hawthorn, Geelong, Collingwood,
Yes.
they've got senior players that are steady figures out there. And I think it's not out of the realms of possibility that a player like Nat Fyfe and a player like Michael Walters can come back into Fremantle's side and and add something really, really priceless, which is experience, maturity, and level-headedness throughout a game.
So you think the reason that your side, is your second side,
No, second side, definitely.
have been so poor is they don't have senior players out there?
I'm not saying they don't have senior players out there, but I'm saying if you've got a 2-time Brownlow medalist,
2-time.
if you've got how many goals Michael Walters kicked? Like 400 and 200 games? Heaps of goals. It can't hurt to have them out there. And look, I think the whole thing about moving Fyfe out of the midfield was to give guys like Johnson and give these other guys a go. Matt Johnson had 9 disposals in the first quarter for 5 turnovers and he has some addiction to handballing it to the ground. He's got something in his head where it's like,
but he needs senior players around him.
Correct.
Because he's a young player.
And Andrew and Caleb didn't have their best game. They lowered their colours.
They're not their best game.
No, it was probably their worst game.
Yes.
But, and I'm not saying play Fyfe all the time in the midfield. Like Dangerfield's a full-time forward. Imagine Nat Fyfe's just streaming through it. He doesn't have to kick goals. Give it someone. But just like, imagine him running around there fully fit. It's like...
I would like Fyfe out there. Off the back of what I saw about Benny McDonald. Hang
on a minute. I want Benny McDonald out there. What's Benny McDonald? And look, I'm not saying this will fix their issues, but if they want to have a throw at the stumps, I think you look at Collingwood, look at Geelong, and you look at Hawthorn. Well, not really so much Hawthorn. Gunston's just gone bananas. But
Max Gawn's doing a fair bit as a 34-year-old.
But like Collingwood and Geelong especially have lent into these senior guys, and they're obviously having a tilt for the flag.
But Walters and Fyfe aren't dropped. They're not playing because they're injured.
Yeah, I know. But when they come back, Fyfe was dropped last year.
They're going to play him. They're going to play both
I think
of them.
they have to. I think they come back.
He's
And
had that hammy thing happen.
if they can get him fit, I think it's. I would be looking at those teams and thinking that's a level of difference, and we can't have these two star players. Yes, they could drop off a cliff and be shit, and it backfires. But at the moment, every second week you're shit, so do something.
On YouTube, Jaiden Production says Walter's knee has been a test since round 1. What's going on there?
Yeah, what is going on there? Because he played in the Indigenous All-Stars game.
True, he did.
So I would like to see Big Mickey Walters out there. I would like to see Nat Fyfe out there. I would like to see Will Brodie out there, but all these players have been injured. So you can't just roll them back out there because they're old.
We have a super comment
From
Brendan Lay. It's a $10.
Brendan
Lade?
Lade.
Brendan Lade?
Not
Port
Brendan
Adelaide,
Lade. Brendan
Ruff.
Lay.
Sure, it's
or
not Brendan
Lee.
Lade?
I think it's Brendan Lade.
It's Leahy.
Brendan Lade.
Brendan Lade.
Isn't that how?
That's how you spell Brendan.
Yeah, Brendan Lade used to play rough for Port Adelaide.
Yes, he's
He's
given
now
us a
a
$10
coach.
bucker. No comment. Just send in $10.
No, mate,
'cause
I respect the shit out of that from Brendan.
absolutely.
Could be the best one we've ever had.
That's the best super comment we've ever had.
Some more comments on YouTube. Scully looks like he's about to compete in Olympic equestrian.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to do the shit out of the dressage.
Tennis Analytica on YouTube says, how to fix Fremantle. When you boys are here doing the pod in 50 years, time with 2 billion subscribers, I guarantee you'll be asking the same question. Friday didn't surprise me from a Freo fan.
So, okay, are we talking about Freo again?
Yeah, we're talking about
Yeah,
Freo.
we-
We're
let's
still,
keep
we haven't
talking
talked
about
about
Freo.
Fremantle.
Like, mate, the fan base of Fremantle are fed up. Like, they are
up.
sick of it. They are sick of the inconsistencies, and I like your solutions, Hammer. You're a solution-based man.
I am a solutions guy.
Right? I'm not.
Sue me.
I just
You ride
shoot
the
from the
wave.
hip, and
You
I
ride
just
the wave.
hot and cold. I love Giants. Now they're shit. I mean, they're not shit. They just lost 3 in a row.
Shit.
And then I'd usually jump on a Freo, but they're shit too.
West Coast? Can I interest you in some West Coast?
That's why. No, you can't. Hawthorn, you can.
Can I interest you in a wrecked femur?
So, right.
Or
Like,
tibula?
I
Is
just
that- what's
think
the
Freo
femur? I think it's the
fans,
tibula.
they deserve so
Tibia.
much more than they cop every year.
Yeah.
It never changes.
Yeah, agreed.
And very quickly they forget about the good times too. Like they've forgotten about Pav and Ballantyne and
Oh, Pav's a distant
Fifey,
memory.
Right, they've forgotten about Fife. He's just on the list. They've forgotten about him.
it.
Sandy.
Oh, David Mundy be turning in his grave. Still alive.
But they forget about it so quickly. They're like,
Yeah.
and they just go back to we're shit. Always have been. You told us we were going to be good. You talked us up all week last week. We were going to lose always. And I feel for the fan base because that performance I saw on the weekend was one of the worst I've ever seen.
Yep.
Never seen.
Agreed. It was horrible.
Oh my goodness gracious! And do they come back and beat Collingwood
Yeah,
this
they
on
do.
Thursday?
They definitely do.
I think they do too.
They definitely do. I'll tell you what I'd
Which
love
is even worse.
I'll tell you what
Could
I'd
be
love to
worse.
see from Fremantle. I'd love to see this from Fremantle players. I'd love to see this from Fremantle coaching staff. I'd love to see this from Fremantle's media team. I'd love to see this from Fremantle as a whole. They have got, in my opinion, looking at them,
Wonder where you're going.
they've got a very steady nature when things are going well. Like, they keep a lid on it. The emotion's right here. If they win, it goes maybe to here, and they just ride it.
Yeah.
When they lose, it's like straight downhill. Everyone's screaming, we need to do this, this, this. It's like, well, hang on a minute. If you're going to be that steady train, be steady. If you want to be down, let's fucking ride the ups. If they win, let's have a party.
Yes.
Let's have a parade. Let's get around it. It's like, fuck yeah, boys. We beat
Parade.
Adelaide in Adelaide.
JL
let's
just
have a party.
mic dropping at the press conference
Yeah.
going, I fucking told you we're good.
How fucking good's this? It's like, if you're going to get the downs, let's get the ups. Because at the moment, Freo, it feels like you're just getting the steadies and then you're getting the shits.
Yes.
So if you beat Collingwood this weekend, we're having a parade.
I think it happens.
I think it
I'll be
happens too.
picking them.
I'll see. How did we go on the tips?
5.
Are we still alive?
5? Yeah, 5.
Oh, 5.
good.
Great.
Not
That's
good.
awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah, the winner got 8.
Yeah,
so-
I just think there just needs. I'd love if it's steady, be steady. If it's a roller coaster, I'm happy to get on it.
Okay, there you go. That's how Fremantle's fixed.
Yep.
Steady and
No,
veterans.
no, not steady. Be
Sorry, be up and down.
Be up and down. If
Get-
you're up
yep.
and down, be up and down.
Show some emotion.
Yeah. Well,
Give us something.
show some positive emotion.
I had someone say that Justin Longmuir was exciting as a Valium on radio.
Yes.
Right.
That
Well,
was
they
some
want
good talk back.
emotion. They want emotion.
I tell you what, he's as serious as a shitting dog. You ever seen a dog do a pooch?
Very serious. Yes.
Just stares at you while it's snapping one off.
I think he can coach. I think
Of course he can.
coach. Yeah,
I just would love to see him. Like, imagine if they come out this weekend. I'd love to see him on the ground slapping the
Yes.
boys up.
I want to see hugging.
In this,
Yeah.
wear this,
Yes.
wear this out there. Anyway,
All right, boys, get ready for some more MRO fun in the coming days with our very own Lewis Melican set to face the tribunal
Not the Pelican.
after
He's gonna miss the
his
party.
hit on Toby
Oh, yeah,
Bedford.
how is that?
Meanwhile, Melksham has been cleared after that incident, which saw Jeremy McGovern concussed. Scully, how many weeks is the Pelican getting for this hit? And we do have an image that actually shows how gnarly this hit was, Jaden, if you could bring that up.
Oh my God.
Did he get him in the face?
That is a fist to the face.
Well, I mean, what's he meant to do? He's used to spoiling all day long. He just thought it was a ball. He thought Toby Bedford's head was the ball. And that's textbook stuff, I would have thought, Hammer.
That is not a very flattering photo for the for you. Like, you go into the tribunal, you're hoping your fingers crossed,
That's
and
not
that
ideal.
comes up on the screen. You just
Could you zoom in on Bedford's face, please, Jaden, just to give us a close-up of... It's like
It's-
one of those boxing photos.
it doesn't look good. It certainly doesn't look
Look
good
at how
for Melican.
strong the Pelican is as
He's
well.
fully.
Oh, my. Do you think that there could be any way you could you just give me your very best spin of getting the Pelican off this one when that image exactly comes up?
So that image comes up, and I would say, well, you actually have taken the freeze frame out of context, because 4 frames before that, the ball was in Melican's fist, and Bedford was sprinting at him to try and intercept, and realised at the last second. So he's actually, Melican hasn't punched Bedford. Bedford's headbutted Melican.
That's a good point.
That's
So
what I would say. I think
Bedford-
Toby Bedford's headbutted Lewis Melican's fist.
You know what? He's cleared.
Can I-
He can play next week.
It's a real hard one to argue, though, and I think Melican's done for a couple of weeks here.
Can I just give a shout out to, I guarantee none of the people listening or watching this, which is the Melbourne Demons fan base.
Yeah.
They are the worst in the country.
Yeah, agreed.
So congratulations, Melbourne fans. You
Well
are
done.
You've won.
the very worst. You're the pettiest. You are
The Harrisons.
The Harrison pettiest. You are just you're so gutless.
Clipping it up.
Like
Clip that
I'm just telling you.
What have they
So
done?
Jake Melksham, right?
Yep.
Right, pushes Jeremy McGovern into the thing, and he gets his right. And my first reaction, watching, so that's weeks, because
Yeah, of course.
the AFL gives weeks for outcome.
Precedent.
Yeah,
Don't they?
Absolutely.
That's all they do. So I was, that's weeks.
That's all they've done all year. And
Melbourne-
they've given you no reason to think otherwise.
Melbourne fans believe that I have a vendetta for their football club. It was bred out of what they were able to, or that lack of production in the 2018 prelim here, where we're still maybe looking for some of the players from that night.
Yeah.
Yep.
But from that moment on, hasn't been a great deal of respect shown from each side. Probably by me, I'll put my hand up, but probably by them, right?
Yeah.
And they weren't happy with the Jake Melksham comments because they've taken it out of context and I think he deserved weeks. I hope every week that is not given weeks.
Yeah, I agree.
We can probably take Toby Bedford's face off.
Sorry.
Nah, locked in.
I hope that Jake Melksham and anyone else who does that action does not get suspended for doing that.
Agreed.
Should have been a push in the back.
Don't worry about that. This happens all the time. Yet, okay, so the AFL is now action over outcome, is it? Is that what's happening, Hammer?
No, mate.
We're now action over outcome.
Well,
Because that's what they've done there. That's great. Well done.
Laura Kane said last week.
It's not okay. Yeah. Okay.
Laura Kane said last week that
Never been better.
no, in and amongst that, she said, there needs to be some wiggle room or something. Paraphrasing, there needs to be wiggle room between the definition of like these 3 weeks or no weeks. In reference to the Curtis thing,
Yes.
it was like maybe there needs to be some form of sort of something taken into account for the action as opposed to the actual outcome. So she sort of
Common sense.
hinted at it.
Some common sense.
Some common sense. She hinted at
Bit
it
of
throughout the
flexibility
week.
in the
But
matrix.
apparently it's now...
It's action
Yeah.
over outcome. So
But
this is
if
great.
that's the fucking question, where the fuck was that last week?
Correct.
For Paul!
No, but what I'm saying
And
is...
why can't Paul's be retrospectively given
Yeah,
1
retract,
week and he's
retract
back?
a couple of
Correct.
weeks.
Because now that we fucking know, the umpires can say, I've changed my decision. Oh, sorry, I heard word, so it's not a free kick anymore. Now that we can actually argue and things can be done after the fact, free Paul.
Which we always knew they
Paul.
could.
Free Paul, for sure.
This is the thing. It's like the frustration isn't with Jake or anyone else. It's the tribunal on the AFL that's got us in this situation that has idiots like me sitting there going, that's weeks, because that's all I've been conditioned to. My brain is permanently altered to thinking football actions are going to be suspended because of outcome. And if you've changed your mind, AFL, thank you very much.
If you've changed your mind, AFL, give Paul Curtis a retrospective.
We look
Give
Have
him
they
the
ever
credit.
done that?
We
Give
look
him
I
the
forward
wonder
to
if the AFL has ever done that. Gone back and said, you know what, we gave you 3 before, but we're actually going to downgrade that to 2
Bet you they
now,
won't.
post.
Bet
But
you
Well,
they
fair way.
if all of a sudden, hang on a minute, if that is all of a sudden now their doctrine, that it's action over outcome, they have to give Paul, they have to knock it back.
Yeah. How many weeks
Because
has
they
the Pelican-
actually,
how
sorry,
many
I
weeks
think
has
they
the Pelican got?
I
No,
think
no.
two. I think they
They
suggested two.
already did that for Alex Taru.
Melkin got 3 weeks.
They
Sorry.
did.
They did that
which
for
we
Alex
like,
Taru.
which we like. We don't want to criticise that. We're only criticising the consistency.
No. I'm saying that that the precedent has been set that they
Rory
can
Lobb.
knock back. So they gave him 4 games, but
Yes.
then Ross Lyon came out and said it's
6.
bullshit. He's got 6 weeks. So they've
correct.
taken it back a bit.
We've got
Do
another
that for
super
Paul.
comment. Got another super comment, from
Super
Matt Wade. Hey,
Matty
Matty
Wade.
Wade.
Wow, one of my all-time favourite Hobart Hurricanes.
hey lads, awesome stuff this season.
Thanks,
Question for
Wade.
Hammer: what are your thoughts on Henry Brayshaw's recent engagement to Annie Knight?
It'll be a fun family wedding.
Okay, let's move on.
Christmas will be
Can we
cool.
ask?
Christmas will be a big. It'll be interesting.
It'll be a big what?
It'll be
Okay,
interesting.
sorry.
Oh my goodness!
I didn't read the
Maddie.
comment until I read it.
Yeah, correct. But it's a super comment. You're gonna read
Yeah,
it.
you
Can
You
we
have
ask-
to read the super comment. Yeah,
Can
okay.
we ask Maddie a question back?
Yeah, wait.
Maddie, who's your opinion? Like, who should be opening the batting?
Yeah, yeah.
Next weekend.
How do you?
Sarah
I tell you what,
Lloyd,
these
These are
these
cool.
don't get any cooler.
I'd love to wear it outside.
I'm gonna wear this to Christmas.
in the rain.
I'm gonna wear this to family Christmas.
Sarah Lloyd with a super comment,
the hood on.
$7.99.
Another super comment.
Another one.
Fuck, we're
Yeah, they're
booking it in.
Yeah, just keep them coming. Fuck the podcast off. We're just doing super comments today.
Yeah,
Keep
super
them in.
comments Monday.
Super comment Monday.
Wow.
What are the stats of players getting rubbed out from their first game after Bo Allen gets 1 week suspension? Yeah, that's probably a good question for Sir
Steve-
Swamp Thing. Let me check that in case he did tweet about it.
He did punch the guy in the face.
Yeah, that's a bad.
Yeah, but
action.
he
No, Dan.
milked it.
No, Dan.
He milked it
Rory
so
Lobb.
hard.
Rory Lobb should have been suspended too. He punched Mason Cox in the face, and he got no weeks. So it's the same thing. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I don't know. I think Sir Swamp Thing may have tweeted about it. And I'm
You
going to
okay?
check.
Players to get
Jaiden?
suspended in the
Jaiden?
first week.
We,
Jaiden, you've seen it?
oh my
Hang
gosh.
on.
Just sent in another
We've-
super comment.
We've got another super comment
God.
from Brendan Lay. It's a
Brendan Lay,
it's a 50 bucker.
Comment.
Brendan Lade. The old
Lade.
Brendan Lade.
Lade.
Did he win a
Brendan
premiership?
Lade.
Did Lady
Oh,
win a
yeah.
premiership? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this says, please explain to me how Harley could be traded to the Cats. As I understand it,
Oh my
even
God, we're going
after
straight
next year, he'd be considered a restricted free agent, meaning that the Cats would have to pony up something to get him currently a pick 12 pre-side.
I think we just skip straight to that bit because $50 probably warrants it.
Cost him 60 actually because he sent up the
Wowzers, 50 buckers.
So I don't understand the question. How does it happen?
How does, because there's the reports are that if Harley's going anywhere, it's probably Geelong now.
Sorry?
So that's what.
When did that happen?
When did that happen?
In the last couple of days, it's been on like Getables and stuff like that.
Geelong.
Geelong are the front
kidding
runners.
me.
These
if-
guys
if
are
he leaves.
fucked.
And
How
that's
many
the question.
cotton ons have they got, mate?
How could they possibly afford Harley, and what would they be able to give to the West Coast Eagles and actually get him out of the club?
recently announced as the leadership consultant for whoever
Yeah,
the
for
fuck
Morris
Scotty does it
Finance.
now. Morris Finance.
Ford.
He
Come on now, Ford. How do they get him? They have to pay and they have to give a lot of draft picks.
Yeah, they have to sell the farm, literally.
But they
'cause
would
they've
just
got
be
farms out there.
futures. It wouldn't be. You need something that it's going to get in return now that's going to help us in the next 2 to 3 years. You can't have. I don't want like 20, 39 first round draft picks.
We
Have
can't.
Pat-
You can only go 3 years in
Yeah,
first.
whatever.
Have
it
Pat
is.
Dangerfield.
Have Paddy Dangerfield.
Have Paddy Dangerfield and a few first
What
rounders.
about like someone like West Australian? Shannon Neal's West Australian.
He's a rooster too.
He's a huge,
Big, yeah, good man,
big,
actually.
massive,
Yeah.
fucking enormous. Probably has a massive horse too.
Oh,
Oh,
I
we've
can't
got
say
got
that, but
we've
he's
got
too
we've got
many
enough
You have
tolls.
to- come on.
We've got too many tolls as it
Invite
is.
him
We
to your
don't need
Christmas.
another toll.
He's coming to Christmas. Nearly's at Christmas. Everyone's happy.
All
The
right,
whole
well,
North Melbourne footy team's
Hey, I
coming to
appreciate
Christmas.
super.
that's a
Comment
huge
Monday.
super
Yeah,
comment.
that
And
is
we've
massive.
actually got another one here from Ben Sonberger. Another.
People are taking over. Taking over the show.
Yeah, happy with this.
This says, hey guys, Henry Brayshaw here, loving watching this, but I love watching my fiance go to work more. Oh, that's very good.
Please don't send any more
That's
of
very
those,
good,
you
Ben.
guys.
Stop sending in comments so we have to read out about
Not the super comments.
Henry Brayshaw.
I don't know. Back to Harley and Shannon Neal's massive. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know how they physically get this done. Like they just because look,
It's just a rumor at the moment.
AFL.
Until
So
it- yeah.
to quash the rumor, like every club sponsor,
Yeah.
like the whole idea of a club sponsor is to help out the club, and
But they can't help the
sponsors-
players.
They
by
can't
giving
help
them money.
No, but they will. There's always things that are done. Like
Yes.
players get cars, players get things, players do appearances.
But that's all included in salary cap. You can't just it's not off the books. Like everything is on the books and it's all included in it. So the things they get is in their ASA.
Yeah, but like if
Toyota sponsors
but
Westcoast, you get a $50,000 ASA and they attribute that car to
Yeah, but when
$50,000.
Fifey picks his Lexus up from the Lexus sponsor and he opens up the trunk and there's $500,000 in there,
that's what happens.
that happens.
So that's how you get Harley, is it?
I think that's how you get Harley.
Or Geelong's experienced it.
Or just say hey, we're going to have, hey mate, we've got you a plot of land included in your salary cap. The plot of land only costs.
It's called Victoria.
No, the plot of land. The plot of land only costs $10,000. So that's. But it's a sponsor that's of the club that's actually worth $4 million. He's just sold it for $10,000. Oh, and also here's a map. If you follow this, walk 400 meters that way, turn left, find the nearest tree, and dig 2.5 foot down. There's just maybe something.
All right,
and it's $1 million in gold.
Let's keep going in some West Coast land. Max Gawn has just gone on and solidified himself as one of the best ruckmen of our generation with a complete and utter domination of the West Coast Eagles, which, shock, they still have not figured out their midfield and ruck woes. So this is a question to both of you. Is the ruck spot a bottleneck to seeing the West Coast Eagles improve, or do they need to focus on getting someone in the mid-season draft because they currently don't really have a ruckman?
Yeah,
a serviceable ruckman.
So there's a couple of things here. Like, I don't think we can compare to Max Gawn. He has gone past everyone. He's the greatest ruckman of all time.
Do you reckon?
Who's he not better than?
Dean Cox.
No.
Dean Cox. Well, it's Dean Cox, Aaron Sandilands, and probably Polly Farmer.
Well, so Dean Cox is better than Aaron Sandilands by a long time. Sorry.
In terms of like being
not
a straight
tall,
ruck.
Not being tall.
In terms of the actual like
All Australians, premierships.
Yeah, Dean Cox is the guy. It's Cox or I can't remember.
Sandilands ain't in the conversation. I'm sorry. I love him.
Didn't he have the most hit-outs of all time?
That's fine, but he
Pretty good
could barely mark it and kick goals.
Yeah,
Good kick.
He could ruck.
Yeah, and pass every time.
But the position's more than that now.
It is more than that.
Max
now,
Gawn's the best ever. How many All Australians has Max Gawn won
7
versus Cox? I think Cox has won. Jaiden plays. So we don't need to compare to Max Gawn. Like, we don't need to compare Matt Flynn to Max Gawn. But if you wanted to, Max Gawn had 35 touches and 40 hit-outs versus 5 and 17. Not a great comparison. Yes, West Coast need a ruckman, but they also need better midfielders, better senior players, more key position players, both back and forward. Probably some good wingers too. So West Coast list is completely cooked.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's my thought on that situation.
Max Gawn has had 7 All-Australians to Dean Cox's 6.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right. Okay, let's move on. Because what time do you need to get out of here?
Probably 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes? All right, I'll get one more for you, and then we'll get to the Jack Buckley.
Oh, yeah, that's exciting.
All right, well, if you weren't convinced of Vic bias yet, then look no further than the AFL's shameless and actually sickening attempt to lure Harley Reid out of Western Australia with an official AFL.com.au post suggesting that the Eagles should move him on, spearheaded by Essendon's very own Matthew Lloyd. Here's an idea, AFL. If you left Harley alone and left his name out of your bloody mouths for more than a week, perhaps he could just worry about playing football and not be the centre of continual media frenzy of will he or won't he stay after only 28 games of senior football.
Dan, let him have it.
No, keep going.
You can't put something on the official AFL. You can. Kane Corns can run his mouth.
After 2 games, they were the official Harley Reid fan club. Remember that?
That's true. They did that. But then
the
Matthew
AFL
Lloyd
Instagram
on
was
an
the
official video,
Harley Reid fan club after like 3 games. They were pretty good games.
So why does it upset you, Dan?
Well, because you can't. It'd be like you can't have the organisation, the AFL that runs the competition, have your representative saying that he should be trying to get out of the club. They should move him on.
Why?
Because I don't think that's their role, and it just looks bad because it looks like you've got a representative from the AFL saying Eagles should get rid of him, from the guy who represents a team that have been linked to his name for a very long time, in Matthew Lloyd. Because obviously
he doesn't represent that team.
Oh, he's an Essendon legend.
He hates Essendon.
Does he?
Yeah, it's a little bit like the Schofield of West Coast.
Well,
because they've been shit for so long.
I don't think you can have a representative of your organisation trying to tell a team to change player.
So should they not have any media at the AFL? So
they should. The AFL's role is to report on things that are happening.
Yes, but this isn't like Laura Kane's department putting this out there. This is AFL media.
Yeah, AFL media, but I think at some point you can't have them going. It's time for the Eagles to make a move and get rid of him.
There is a big push from Victorian media.
They so bad every time. They so badly want him out.
But Dan, what if you think about it, that they should get rid of him?
Ooh.
Well, I don't think they should.
I mean you.
As in, what if West Coast probably should get rid of him?
and get,
Well, that's for
get heaps of picks.
That's for the West Coast Eagles to decide on, and not the AFL
I
to
agree.
be trying to
Yeah.
feed that seed continually, because it's just not even fair on Harley for the AFL to be saying they should move him on.
It gets forgotten very quick that the kid's only 20, and he just gets his he couldn't open his eyes and not be, unless he's obviously in the dark room, he'd see himself everywhere.
He got tagged by Jack Viney on the weekend.
Crazy.
Do you know what I mean?
Crazy.
Like,
Well, yeah.
So
All
people
game
say, "Oh,
and
what's happened to Harley?"
completely smothered.
I don't know. He had like Jack Viney riding him like a donkey around
He's
the
holding
field.
his hand the entire
I
game.
would have loved to have seen West players just start bashing Jack Viney and massive fight.
They just don't know.
I would
and
have
they didn't
loved
do that at all last year.
I would have loved it.
Yeah, I know. I would have loved to have seen that every
I
single
thought that's
game.
what Jack Graham was meant to be getting in there and doing.
Bashed him.
Throwing his weight around and just knocking him down.
What do you reckon? Off the field, off the
field.
off the
Willie
field.
Rioli's
Put him in
I've
the
got people in
sand.
Perth.
Pulled up at the Sheridan. Pulled up to Jack Viney. Just bash him in his.
I
room.
would have bashed. Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't have bashed him. Jack Ryan, he'd kick the shit out of me.
Kick the shit out of me.
But there should be some remonstration, and there hasn't been.
Hang on, boys. Sorry. Bo Allen bashed him. The first game I bashed him.
Bo
the
Allen.
first game I bashed him.
Was that Jack Ryan? Oh yeah, Bo Allen's flying the flag.
Should we be team Bo Allen? I think we are.
I'm not a big fan of punching people in the face, but
That's a good point.
I also would like some remonstration. Yeah, it's tough.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Come on, quick. Hammer's going to leave.
Hammer's got to leave, so
Oh my God.
Jaden, it's time.
Fucking hit it.
It's time to hit it. There you go. What you got?
You got the power. Now we are locked in, as we ever have. A couple of weeks ago, look, man, Jaden will put our hands up and say we weren't.
For the
Great.
first 6 weeks.
No, we were probably not for the first 6 weeks. Maybe, I think we had one blip on the radar.
Okay.
At an absolute maximum one blip.
Yes.
This weekend saw some exceptional performances from backs.
Yes.
It saw some games that just were won and lost by defenders, as are every game. And so, as we do every Monday, we roll out the Jack Buckley medal algorithm. I pump the numbers in. I see what it spits out. And as it always does, it gives me the best defenders of the round. And there's just... I mean,
saw a few this week. Like some good defenders.
I saw some great defenders this week. And there's some defenders that were very well looked after in the voting.
The algorithm doesn't even watch the game.
No, the
and it
algorithm.
still
The
tells
algorithm.
you
The algorithm
best.
doesn't have eyes, but it sees all.
Yeah.
It's like
And here we go.
the eye from Lord of the Rings.
Exactly, it's Sauron.
Planning a big Jack Buckley medal as well.
Oh, it's going to be
Oh,
prodigious.
It's real big.
It's going to be enormous.
Ideally, you are off the back of a premiership this time.
Yeah,
Win on the weekend?
yeah, we did. We got it done. We beat Peel actually, who beat us last
Freo.
year. Yeah, we beat Freo.
So good.
Rematch.
Yeah, it was a great. Wow, I mean, probably not the one you wanted to win, but anyway, we move on. Round 8, the votes. Obviously, we go the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nowadays, which gives a lot more weight to the best player.
That's like a best and fairest. Like that's how it should be.
That's perfect. Exactly how it should be. Now, with one vote this weekend, and I was not very surprised actually to see that this guy has registered his first votes for the season, because they played him for whatever reason as a forward for a long time. And now questions have been asked of Dean Cox. Can he coach? Can he do this?
Yeah.
Well, why would you play your best fullback as a full forward? Oh, shock. You move him back. They win games. He gets on the board.
So the answer to this was no. Dean Cox can't coach.
Yeah.
because he had this bloke as a
He had
forward.
this bloke as a forward. Tom McCartan with the one vote. What a game of football.
Really
That's
good
his
Tom
first
McCartan.
clap,
for the
Tom
season.
McCartan. His first votes for the season. An incredible game, like fisting the shit out of it, putting it 15 rows back, just playing as he naturally does.
He wiped the GWS team.
As he naturally does, he is a fullback. So leave him there.
Yes.
You win games when your best players are playing in their best spots. He is their best defender. Put him in there.
And now Joel Hamling, who is a
Now
fullback,
Joel Hamling's a full
kicked his
forward.
first ever goal
In like
after
15.
he hit the post
Hit the
twice.
post, yeah.
Either post.
Crazy.
And then drilled it.
It was unbelievable.
Against Jack Buckley, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was disappointing.
They were fighting. So
I know. I hated to see it. With the 2 votes. Now, this guy is putting together some season. He moves up to, I believe, it is solo third on the ladder.
moly.
For the Brisbane Lions, Jack Payne.
Yeah.
Oh,
Paney.
boy, Payne. He
He
moves
was
to 11.
good.
He was exceptional and is an enormous motherfucker.
Have we got a situation building in Brisbane?
We could have a situation building in Brisbane that, it's a little one-on. They could
Wow.
be taking votes off each other.
Wow.
It's crazy. But this guy was phenomenal and had one of the great games. If you did watch it, it was just a dowered performance, and it was a bit wet, and it really favoured the defenders.
11 votes.
But he was
Far out.
exceptionally good. Like, Ben King kicked a goal, and obviously there was a bit of tandem going on there. But, like, Mac Andrew didn't really get near it. He had one bobble on the ground. He kicked a shit. Like, it was just a domination
Had Ben King for 2. Mistake.
from Paney. 3 votes. Now, this guy was probably I would say he was the second best defender on the game until the best defender got subbed out with concussion. But Melbourne win this game on the back of, obviously, Max Gawn. But then this guy didn't let anything go through. And with the 3 votes this week, nice round of applause for Stephen May.
Yeah, really
He
good.
was exceptional. Back to his best. He's injury-free. He's running around doing whatever he wants.
And what happens?
Defending. He gets votes. Really, really love that from Stephen May. Now, this guy right here it was almost the performance of the round.
Of his lifetime.
It was, yeah.
Almost, and he's only getting 4.
Almost a performance of his lifetime. Yep. I thought after watching this game, I was like, there is no way that this guy gets eclipsed for the 5 votes.
Right.
He was exceptional.
Can I guess what game it was?
You can guess what game it was.
Hawthorn Richmond?
It wasn't the Hawthorn
Is
Richmond
the 5
game.
voter the Hawthorn Richmond?
The 5 voter is not the Hawthorn
There's
Richmond
no votes
game.
from Hawthorn Richmond.
No votes for Hawthorn Richmond.
Can't challenge the algorithm.
This game comes from, they're bookended. So these 2 games are very much bookended, the start and the end of the round.
Oh.
The 4 votes goes to Callum Wilkie.
Oh, he was amazing.
This was...
He put Josh Amos and Josh Tracy.
Josh Tracy had 6 touches of the ball for no goals.
He hasn't kicked no goals for like 2 years.
Callum Wilkie has just walked out to the middle of Marvel Stadium and said, who the fuck wants me? Because you're going nowhere near it. Fremantle scored 4 goals for the whole game.
Gee, that's
And
huge.
the fullback has just said, boys, here it is. If you want a general to just marshal the troops, I'll do it.
That's a good point.
It was one of the great fullback displays. It was just everywhere and was just completely dominant. The ball came in, and at no point throughout the entire night did Fremantle look at all likely in front of goals because this guy was back there.
The big kahuna, more like the big hoo-hoo-na.
Yeah, the big hoo-hoo that, because Cal Wilkie's
That's
just
good.
monstered him. And after this game, because this was early on, this was Friday night, I went to bed Friday night thinking, well, the weekend's pointless because that's your 5 vote getter.
Yeah.
Until the last round of the week,
Last game of the round?
the very last game of the round. Did you
Yes.
watch the Brisbane Gold Coast game?
Yes.
Did you?
I saw Jack playing.
Did you see the performance of the
we talking-
captain of the Brisbane Lions
We're talking about Harris
and the
Andrews.
current reigning, defending Jack Buckley medalist? He has just gone bang. Harris Andrews has very nearly broken the record for the biggest score of the year. He's come second, just.
Who holds that at the moment?
Sam Taylor had an absolute bomb of a score. He scored 12. I think Harris Andrews has gone close to having 11 in this round. He was everywhere, and was so good. Just as dour as it gets. And I know you're thinking, who are you thinking here? Josh Battle?
Yeah, Josh Battle or Tom Barris.
Both of them, 6th and 7th. Disappointing. But
Really?
just 6th and 7th.
On YouTube, someone said 5 votes Rory Lobb. Where was Lobb in
No,
it?
the Lobster didn't quite make the votes.
No, the
this
Lobster
week.
didn't quite make
A
it.
round of applause, Harris Andrews.
Yeah, Harris Andrews. And well done.
We've got a situation building in Brisbane.
We do have a situation
We're
brewing
going
in
to have to
Brisbane.
get on the line to Brisbane pretty soon.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna have
think.
to ask
both
some
of them
questions.
on the same
Yeah,
line.
both of them on the call because they would be they would be keeping up to
They
tabs,
would.
obviously. This.
They'll be like, on the ladder,
Shit
where
on
are
the
we?
ladder.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, who cares? What are we? First on the ladder? Well, what about the Jack Buckley
Well,
medal?
hang on. That's a very good point. Brisbane sit clear,
And that's what
top of the ladder,
That's what I'm getting to.
and they have 2 of the top 3 in the Jack Buckley medal. Is that a coincidence? Do I need to ask that question?
That's
Is it a coincidence? I
what
wouldn't
I'm
have
getting
thought
to.
Wouldn't
So,
have thought so.
you look at this. The leaderboard, Sam Taylor on 16.
Yep.
He's been exceptional.
Yep.
And you can't knock individual brilliance. There's no iron team, but there's 5 in individual brilliance.
Yep.
He's been
There's
exceptional.
none in Sam Taylor either.
There isn't. Harris Andrews on 12 votes in second. Jack Payne on 11 votes in third. Sam Collins, they've been phenomenal. Can't argue with that.
Top
Jeremy
4.
Howe and Darcy Moore. Now, Darcy Moore has obviously got concussed and didn't play it, claimed vertigo, but missed the entire game. So he missed 2 weeks.
Yes.
So he's been obviously hampered with injury, but he's been in scintillating form. Charlie Combin's the only reason North Melbourne have been anywhat competitive.
So you're telling me that 4 of the top 6 are from teams in the top 2 positions on the ladder? Shock.
Wow.
Yeah, and the top 6 are all in the 8.
Yep.
So it goes to show that the Jack Buckley algorithm works. Yep. The medal voting system for all the shade that's been thrown at it works.
Yes.
TABtouch are onto a winner here.
Yep.
Yes.
And it's nice to see the bonus represented.
Yeah, always good to see the bonus represented.
Anything we need to finish off on, boys, before you head us
that's
off?
it.
No,
I think that's it.
Hammer, thanks for joining
Nah,
us.
it's always a pleasure.
Enjoy, go train, get a Brownlow. I mean, not a Brownlow, a Sandover. Get
Thanks.
the premiership.
Another one. Yeah. I'll take this off and just leave this in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably
please.
smart.
Please
Yeah.
don't take
Unless
it
you want to
outside.
run to training in that kit.
Oh, that would be
No,
elite.
don't do that. Okay. See you, mate. You connected still?
Scully, we before we get to some fines,
No other super comps are there.
there's no more super comments. So if you want to, just keep getting involved.
Super
You also
comment
don't
Monday,
need
not
to.
over.
We just appreciate everyone getting involved. But we love the people
take
that
TABtouch
do it. We can take TABtouch off. Before we get some fines going, we've had some comments on YouTube. Probably 5 or 6 of them actually asking about the Carlton draft. Now,
Oh, wow.
you were on this. I didn't get to see any of it, so I'm actually genuinely interested in how that went. Someone said, I watched the Carlton draft live. Scully was in rare form. Surely he lines up at full forward and snags at least 2.
So, a couple of things about this. Hammer would have liked some of this story as well. Hammer, listen back to this part of the podcast. I know you listen every week, so just listen back to this because you're going to enjoy most of this story. So I got to the Carlton draft, flew in, went and saw our good friends at BackChat Studios Victoria.
Great.
Adrian and Rob, one of which is a Melbourne supporter, so that probably sums him up. Shout out Adrian, how are
Also
you?
likes Liverpool.
Also sums him up. Did that for a couple of hours, went back, shower, straight to the event. Like
Okay.
it was not a long, it was a long day, but I was straight in there, and I thought, what better to get stuck into? Of course, not a shelter. We love shelter.
Yes.
But, grabbed a beer at the bar. I knew walking into the Carlton draft that I was the worst player there. Right, I've got Matthew Pavlich, just all-star operator.
Okay.
In all
He's played your
facets.
position too.
Yeah, all Australian at all levels of the ground. You got Tom Hawkins, like he couldn't have done much
One of the greatest
more.
forwards of all time.
Greatest games record holder, goal record holder, like all Australians, multiple premierships.
Very nice man.
Yeah, like good looking.
Yeah.
Like really good looking.
So good.
Travis Cloak, premiership player.
Yep.
Glove.
Yes.
Of glove fame.
Did he bring the glove?
He had the glove, which was very good humour. Brett Deledio, high draft pick,
Yep.
Gold Coast, GWS, Richmond, like a
Lids.
much better player, Lids, much better player than I ever could be, was, or ever would be. So I knew I was going in there pretty cold.
Okay.
My thoughts and theories were find the group of people, as in they had representatives from each team. It was an actual draft.
Yeah, right.
So there was like a on the clock, like it was 10-minute clock for the draft picks. So they started the clock, pick ones on the clock,
Yeah.
10 minutes, people running around talking to each other.
Yeah. Phone
I
calls
just
being
thought
made.
I'm going straight to the bunch of boys that look the loosest and like the most fun.
Yep.
And I'm just going to get on the piss with them.
Great.
And so I probably much wreaked havoc of the Carlton draft. Like
You were everywhere.
I didn't realise it was getting streamed, if that makes any sense.
Right.
I just thought it was a live event at the pub.
Okay.
There was a lot of people there, and I thought everyone was very stiff. Like, all due respect to all the great players I was up there with, but
Yes.
very stiff operators.
Right.
I thought there's 200 people in this pub. Need a bit of entertainment.
I assume you didn't have to buy a beer the entire
Oh, no, absolutely not. No, I drank
Okay.
a lot of them. And anyway, so just did that. Got these boys, so the Hill End Grove Rovers.
Big fan
All
of the Grove
in their
Rovers.
kit. They're basically in this kit, but it's the green and yellow.
Oh,
I should have bought my
Tassie.
jumper here. I bought my jumper back.
Does it look like Tassie?
So there's so many things here. So I just thought I'm going to commit to these guys. I'm not the player they're going to want,
Yep.
but I'll be the person.
Yeah.
Right? Just culture.
Yeah. Vibes guy.
Right. And so pick one goes. During the night, I start turning them against everyone else. So Pavlich's face comes up because Pav couldn't even come over for the night. And
What?
they're booing him on the thing. The
Great.
West Australian team that's there pick him, and my boys by this are going, cheering.
Yes.
And it gets down to me and Deledio as the last 2 picks of the draft.
Right.
And I'm winding them up. Anyway, they pick 5, fucking blah blah blah. Picks Brett Deledio. The house is brought down. Like, boys are going absolutely nuts. If I send you a video, Jaiden, can you turn it around quick enough to show it? I've got it on my phone. Text you.
On
So-
YouTube, Aaron says, Lids said Scully thought he was at a sportsman's night.
Exactly what I thought. Isn't that not what I was at?
I thought that's what I thought it was that you were going to.
That's what I thought I was at. Like, so that's exactly what I thought I was at, Lids. And it's sort of probably post facts. Turns out I wasn't. Anyway, by the end of the night, I'd got him into such a frenzy, right? I got that, and that. I'll send you those. That by my draft pick, like, the place is going nuts. And the worst player in the draft who gets picked last got by far, like,
the best response.
Look, people go nuts. I got the team up. As soon as I got my jumper, everyone held their jumper up. I was like, oh yeah, looking forward to playing for
Not
them.
Pav, wasn't he? There?
Pav wasn't even there. I grabbed mine, put it on over my suit.
Yes.
And I'm like, winding the boys up, like, let's go. Got them all up on stage,
That's
getting
so good.
photos. It was a brilliant night. I've just given you the stuff there, Jaiden. You can turn them around. One of which is just a photo with the lads. The other thing was, like, a couple of other teams sent maybe 2 or 3, a couple like 4 or 5. These blokes had their whole team there.
And it's a fair trek. You showed me on the map.
3 hours.
It's
And
not.
they
It wasn't just
drove
like
home
down the
that night.
street.
It was a ripping night. Carlton Draft put on a great night, and I'm looking forward. So July 11th is game day. I'll be going to Hill End Grove Rovers. I've got my mates in Victoria potentially hiring a helicopter, and it might sound a bit ritzy or whatever, but it's quite a drive, and they need to get in and out maybe. So I potentially
A bit of Dave Warner about him.
I'm coming with them potentially and landing on the oval in a helicopter.
That'd be so good.
Like absolute hilarious scenes.
That's so
But
good.
just a massive shout out to the lads because, my entire strategy was you're not going to get the best player like Tom Hawkins. Imagine having Tom Hawkins.
Was he pick one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll kick 10.
Yeah.
I'm not kicking 10 balls. And they know that.
Yeah.
They know that they're getting more than just a player, right? I'm driving culture. I'm going to give a speech beforehand.
Yep.
I'm going to really buy into the culture of the boys. Anyway, while Jaiden put, so here's the lads.
Oh,
Here's the lads.
Oh, there's heaps of them.
Look at me up there. I'm the most pissed bloke there. You see me up the back.
Yes.
Like, I'm wearing with pride. I have it back at home. I'll bring it in and we'll put it up the back. I'll wear it here. So
And you have to wear. Is that the one you're wearing on the day?
that's my match day jumper,
Okay,
mate.
so
Game worn.
Please, we got to make sure you take it.
Can you show any of those videos, Jaiden? Was that too hard?
Very nervous about playing my first footy in over 9 years now.
That's great.
So all the boys are laughing at Pav speaking. No one's listening. I've got him into a fix.
Hey guys,
And
Matthew
then
Pavlich here.
the next.
That's good.
So next video is when I get drafted. Turn it up.
That's good. Let's go Phil. That's so good. The entire pub's gone crazy. That's elite.
It was real. Anyway, that's my Carlton Draft story, boys. It was very, very good. So thank you for having me, Carlton Draft. Thank you to the Hill End Grove Rovers. I'm looking forward to playing in about 6 weeks' time.
All right, that's awesome. Let's talk Braden Fiorini. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. I just as soon as it came out of my mouth, it felt wrong.
No, you're right. Spot on.
But let's talk about him.
Why are we talking about him? He's had a lot of clearances in the VFL, but what's
He
that?
hasn't got a game this year
Yeah, for Gold Coast.
in the ones. Okay.
Do you know he plays for Gold Coast?
Yeah, for Gold Coast.
Gold
Yeah,
Coast.
so in the Gold Coast and the VFL. I'm just
Yeah.
going to give you the last month of his stats.
Okay.
46 disposals, 10 marks, 10 tackles, 3 goals. 34 disposals, 5 marks, 8 tackles, 5 goals. 47 disposals, 13 marks, 6 tackles. 43 disposals, 7 marks, 6 tackles. Is this one of the all-time tears in the VFL? That's outrageous.
Mate, you've missed his 5 goals. So he's had 34 and 5 goals in round 5.
Yeah,
he
and
had
8
47
tackles.
and don't worry about your tackles, mate. Shove your tackles up your ass.
He got 11 tackles in
Mate,
one
he's
of
had
them.
34 and 5. That's Lee Matthews in the bloody 70s type areas. That is unbelievable.
How is he not getting a game in the ones?
I mean, like, do you know, like, so he's been doing this for a number of years and he gets back to the ones and then he doesn't get to.
So he's just a good VFL player.
Yeah, well, he's not going to do those numbers.
No.
He's not. So, because he come into the ones and he's not playing as the number one midfielder. He's playing as like a high half forward flanker that goes inside every now and then. But look, very special numbers.
Could the West Coast Eagles use him?
Of course they could. Of course they could. West Coast could literally go to the best player in every state league and pick every single one of them up in the mid-season draft and they'd all play the next week.
That's good. Maybe they should do that.
Okay,
That's
maybe.
good. That's a good strategy.
That's a nice little find. Well done.
Max Gawn has downplayed talk that Clayton Oliver wants a fresh start in 2026, despite ongoing trade rumours. Tom Morris has reported the conversation will happen at the end of the season. Scully, how should Melbourne be handling this situation with Clayton Oliver?
Well, he's wanted out for the last 2 years,
Yes,
I think. And
yeah,
like,
it's been talked about for a couple of
probably
years.
shouldn't have signed him to the 7-year deal.
Huge
to
deal.
start with. Because the issue that they're going to run into is no club is going to want to pick up the tab for the 7-year deal.
Oh no,
But I think the way this could actually play out is Clayton just goes, I want a new start that badly. Don't even worry about the contract. Just throw it in the bin. I'll never even sign
he'll
it.
get paid elsewhere though, right? Like
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
really
yeah, it
matter.
doesn't
Like,
mean he doesn't get
someone's
paid.
going to pay him. Yeah.
But like, for instance, like Brodie Grundy was on a big deal and like Melbourne were paying it and then Melbourne and then
Collingwood
Sydney
paying
were
a
paying
bit
it.
of
Collingwood,
it. Yeah, it's getting
Collingwood
paid by
paying
3
it.
clubs at once.
Yeah, so it just in the end, like these sorts of deals usually get worked out by the player going, you know what, I did sign a 7-year deal for $1 million a year, and Geelong's going to give me 800 for 5.
Plus a
don't worry about the 200.
ambassadorship
Like,
somewhere.
I'm leaving, so that's fair enough. Like, I don't get my 200. That's how I think it gets sold. How did Melbourne handle it? I wouldn't be trying to keep him to his contract, to be honest. You don't want someone at your footy club that doesn't want to be there. So I would probably be trying to move on quicker, but you know, it seems relatively complicated given he's out of the game with mental health at the moment. So it's a bit of a hard one for the Demons, but as I said, Demons fans sucked in.
I just want to give a quick shout out to J Park Rangers, Paul D, who's our weekly winner of our tipping, got 8 right, margin of I think it was 2. It says 12 here, but I'm pretty sure it was 2.
No, it was 1, mate.
It was 1.
It was
there you go.
1. It was 1.
What's your tactic when you pick a margin? Do you just run the slider? Just
what's happening to me of late is I'm getting like timed out. I get that disorganised, and by Thursday I'm at footy training, and I finish up, and it's halfway through the first quarter, and so my margin's not even
right.
Margin's the
It's always
least of my
zero.
worries. The margin's in my least of my worries. Like, I'm just trying to get 8, 9 tips done on time. So that's my. What's yours?
Okay. Oh,
You're not
mate.
even doing it.
No, I'm tipping. I'm just really bad at it.
Okay.
I'm so bad at it.
so do
I keep tipping like, I'll be a genius and get 9.
Yes.
And then it's dumb because I get 4 every time.
Mm.
Another shout out to Zenith H. Please contact us. You're the round 5 winner. We still don't have your details. We need to send you some beers.
So it's like they're
thanks
just
to
winning.
Shelter.
Don't listen, because I've said it on Shelter as well. So
Okay. Well, that's the last time. I'm not gonna remind
what are you
you.
going to do with the beers?
Well, I'm not really drinking them at the moment, so maybe I'll.
What do you mean you're not drinking them?
Well,
You literally came in this morning and said, I'm so hungover. What are you
no,
not
I'm
drinking?
no, just like little. Yeah, it's Monday. It's the day after fresh start. I'm like Clayton Oliver.
So you're not drinking them
Give me a fresh
anymore? You
start.
mean as if 24 hours ago?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the truth of right this second.
I'm not really drinking anymore.
No, not right now. No,
Far
I'm
out.
off it. Greg
that's good.
Moffat or whatever his name is
That's
that
great.
Hammer used to roll out.
That's great.
Before we get to some fines, quick check of YouTube. I really like the nickname someone put here, Major Pain. In
Major Pain, can I just say, yeah, it's a great nickname.
Mm.
Major Pain was, did you ever have videos at like Video Easy or the local video store used to get out all the time as a kid? Like, you'd just get the same one over and
Yes.
over. Like, first of all, how fucking good do our kids have it? Netflix and
man.
YouTube. Like, back in the day.
Louis was flat that the Minecraft movie wasn't on my illegal streaming service just yet. He was like, "Where is it?" I'm like, "Mate, in my day, you literally had to wait 3 months for the movie to finish in the cinemas.
Mate,
then it came out on DVD. Then it was always out at Video Easy because you didn't get in early enough.
But then it cost you like $10 a week, or you get like the
Two
$7
two new
overnight.
releases, five weeklies.
And that's it, though. That's what you're watching.
Yes.
That's it. So mine, I would always hire Major Pain, like one of the great movies of all time.
Yeah, so good. I love Major Pain.
Here, can't hear you.
It's so good.
And the other one was RoboCop, like number 1. What?
There's like one guy that doesn't talk.
I can't remember that. But anyway, that's why Major Pain's a great, great. Major.
Okay, we got some fines. Jaiden, hit us with the first one, please, mate. And sorry if they're for Hamish.
G'day, fellas.
Hi.
Got a $2 fine for the West Coast dog shit Eagles. Doing really good in my tipping. Thought I'd fucking choose the wild card Eagles.
No.
It's a genius
What?
pick. Oh, that's it. What?
Well, I appreciate the fine. And if you do want to send these through, go to backchatpodcast.com.au,
Yes.
click on fines. Easy as that. I want more of these. That's terrific. $2
Perfect.
fine to West Coast for being shit. Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
Fucking Max Gorn, that big cunt. Just got that dog in him, doesn't he? That dog in him. Well, I think I'm fining West Coast $3.50. So they should have called the Ranger. Should have called the Ranger to come get that fucking wild dog.
That is
Perfect.
the epitome of perfection. Thank you very much. Max Gorn is a big dog.
G'day, lads, and Dan, Swole and Ball here.
Wow.
$10 fine for myself for partaking in some debaucherous social media behaviour.
Excuse me.
Taking a picture of a QR code at a pub before posting it on Facebook Marketplace, asking strangers to buy me a beer. You're not an influencer, mate. You're a high school teacher with about 5 friends. Get the fuck over yourself. $2 credit, though, to the half a dozen people who bought me a beer. What absolute fucking legends they are. and a $5 credit to the bloke who bought me a James Bogue Premium Light and made the bartender come out and say, "Sucked in your flog, here you go."
That is so good.
So we're at net $3 fine, by the way, because he's given himself $7 credit to other
That's an
people.
elite idea. So you're at a pub where you got the QR code to order, you take a photo, you put it up on Instagram, say, "Hey boys, shout us."
Have you seen this?
I've never seen that
Mate,
before.
Guy Orange did it a few years ago, and he was, "I promise I'll drink anything that comes out." And they just
That
they
is
were at like
great.
a proper bar.
Yep.
So there's cocktails coming out. There's tequila
Oh my
shots. Like
gosh.
it's 1:00 in the afternoon, and there's mudslide. I don't know. It was wild. We could definitely do it.
Okay, well, Jaiden, hit us with the last one, mate.
Dan doesn't drink anymore.
Hello, boys. It's Jack Bowen here in Bevan Vanderleest.
You know?
I just want to find the Fremantle Football Club because that is one of the fucking worst opening quarters I've ever seen in my life.
This is quarter time.
We've tried to kick it long and high 1,000,000 times and it doesn't work. So why the fuck do we keep doing it over and over again? JL, get the fuck out. I'm sick of watching this shit.
Quarter time.
Cheers, boys. Bye.
Good passion, really like that.
Bevan and what was the other
Jackson.
guy's name? Yeah, Jackson. I would have liked to follow up, to be honest.
Yeah.
I would have liked a half-time, a
Oh,
three-quarter time.
half-time would have been worse.
So just this is from a couple of influencers like Dan and I. That's how would have made for elite content.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
just going downhill on a downhill spiral, both no doubt drinking,
Yep.
as well as your emotions.
Yes.
So next time that happens, please give us the full throttle performance, Jacko.
That's fine. If you do want to send one in, not hello at backchatpodcast.com.au. That's our email address. You can send us an email there, but backchatpodcast.com.au. Click on fines, record a message on your phone. It's that bloody easy.
You could even go like, /fines. Like you could
Yeah,
even
you
do
/
the
fines.
full- You could
Yeah,
even
yeah.
type the fully in.
Or Google, go to Google and just type
Backchat
Backchat Podcast fines.
What if you write backchat fines?
I'm sure I could pay you. I'd guarantee you $100 that would be the top link that comes up.
Backchat fines. I've said backcat fines. Backchat fines. I've said backchat fibes. Backchat fines.
Oh, Jackson's just written a comment.
Fines.
There you
Literally
go.
fines.
Backchat fines. Google that. and
Literally
you get taken
first
to
thing comes up, fines.
Oh,
And then you press it once, and then you press the button.
to submit it.
Start recording.
Jackson Bowen on YouTube says, "Mate, I turned it off at halftime and I was pissed crying by 3/4 time."
Well, that would have been for good content, Jacko. So record yourself crying into the microphone, and we'll play it next week.
I've got one more question for you before we wrap up, because that's sort of covered everything on this week. And this is coming from me as a West Coast fan, very salty,
Yes.
and also very biased, obviously. Right now, do you think you'd rather be a West Coast fan or a Fremantle fan?
Would I rather be a West Coast fan or a Fremantle fan?
So
now?
I'll give you the pitch, I guess, for a West Coast fan is like, you suck, you're going to lose. I'm just accepting of that. And eventually one day we'll be good, but right now we're not, and I don't care. Fremantle fans have been promised,
You do care though.
we care. Yeah, no, I do care, but like I'm not like expecting much. My expectations are so low. Fremantle have been on the verge of contention for years.
I'd rather be Freo.
Really?
Well, right now, today. If I had to pick
today.
right now, today, Freo. Because you're closer to a flag than West Coast are. Far closer. And I would rather know that I might win one. Fremantle aren't going to be shit forever. And they haven't been shit forever. You just haven't won a flag. It's okay. One team every year wins it. Like, it's very hard to do. There's something that, Freo haven't won a flag. They're no good. No, they haven't had the luck on the day. They've made the grand final. And they haven't been able to put consistent performance enough. But, like, they're not shit.
West Coast are sitting on a 57.7 percentage at the moment. 8-0.
You are so bad. And the fact that you said, we don't care how bad you are. I mean, that is just pathetic.
We'll win this week.
Against who?
Richmond.
See, what's going to happen when you lose to Richmond this week?
No. If we lose to Richmond, then it's panic stations.
Yes, it is.
Because if you went through rounds 1 to 8 before the season, you probably go, maybe we win one
So
game.
remember
in the
when I
first 8.
said you wouldn't win a game and you fucking laughed at me?
Well, there's still 14 rounds to go. We've got so much time. We're going to beat, trust me, we will beat Richmond. Then we're going to beat St Kilda next week at home. And then we're going to beat the Kangaroos.
I need
We're going to
the
go 3-0.
Giants to bounce back big time.
Who have they got this week? They have, I'm looking at the thing right now, they got Geelong.
In Geelong.
In Geelong.
They always win. Giants win.
Do they?
Guaranteed.
Giants, and then they've got Fremantle at NG.
Great. That's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Stay in tune with what we're doing across socials. We've got a huge episode coming out on Wednesday. Eddie Maguire, former Collingwood president, CEO of Channel 9, host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I mean,
a hot seat and every other thing that they've called it.
I don't know if Eddie could have done much more in our great game. And he tells a story on the podcast that will break the internet. It starts like this. I have never told this story before. So when you hear that, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, great.
And it's about the 2018 grand final. And it's about a psychic. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it has to do with Sheeta kicking a goal.
It's very, very,
It's
very,
very
good.
good. Very good.
Thank you, our sponsors and partners, Paywise, obviously powering the podcast for 2025. TABtouch, Shelter Brewing Co, Whippersnapper Whisky, ID Athletic, Mamba Digital, On One Plumbing, and Camera Electronic.
Can I just jump in and say we never say this enough? Can you guys keep sharing it with your friends? Like if you're listening and you're live on YouTube right now, or you're listening to me because you thought it was about to be over, but I'm speaking again, can you guys like share what we're doing with your friends? Like we talk about it internally here all the time. Like how do we grow our audience? I feel like we don't ask you enough. Can you guys just tell everyone how fucking good we are in here?
Yep.
Like, hey, BackChat's the fucking sickest thing ever.
Yep.
Go and tell everyone, hey, you should download it. These idiots are dressed in tracksuits talking about footy with the Dacos boys.
Elite tracksuits, by the way.
Thank you, Straight X.
Yeah. See you next week.